I'm Snackin Yakkin, and this is Big Ben Kennedy. And welcome to Harrison Broadstreet. Did we get it? Was that it?
That's right. Welcome to Harrison Broadstreet. I'm Snackin Yakkin, and today we're going to do some Big Ben Kennedying. And that was so good, man. I love it. No, this is Harrison Broadstreet. Harrison, I met at Wits End, I don't know, but a few months ago, maybe not even like 6 months ago or so. You had just come to town, and you have come to town to play, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
You took over as the host of the open mic nights, and then you were hosting other things. I mean, you are just like, you're serious about this. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know I get into things with people here where, like, I respect those who hustle hard, who work at their craft, who want to be this, you know? I don't think I would have anybody on here who was a hobbyist.
Yeah.
You know, I want people who do this. And you, my friend, you do this shit, man. I really, really dig it. Saw you very recently for Rossi Brown's thing.
Mm-hmm.
You have impeccable MC, as we used to call it in my day. It's called hosting now or whatever, but it used to be called MCing. Impeccable skills, man. I just went to see Nate Bargatze when he was in town, and he had a guy who opened for him, Julian. Forgive me, Julian. I know I reached out to you on Instagram and chatted with you, but I forget what his last name was. But Julian, same vibe, man. He's in the freaking Coliseum.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he hosted and the way he was interacting with the crowd and joking around, it was like we were sitting at a small place like Wits End. He just made you feel instantly like you were in a comedy club and not a freaking arena. And I feel that same vibe from you, seeing you with Rossi right after seeing him. I was like, man, he can just totally bring this whole room together. So, but I mean, big things for you. You're going to move on to middle. You're going to move on to headline and all that stuff. You're not going to be stuck doing that. But what I'm saying is those are skills that are invaluable. And I think you're nailing it, brother.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. That is, you're right. Hosting is a completely different skill set than just going up there and doing your set. It's not about you. It's about the show integrity. And I think that's a lot, like, it took me a long time to realize that. It took me a long time to realize that, like, even if I think my set went well,
right?
If the show feels disjointed or if the show feels weird, then I didn't do my job as a host.
See, I just did this past Monday at Dreamers with Bill Davis and Stan Shelby.
Mm-hmm.
Bill was hosting.
Mm-hmm.
I was middle. Stan was closing. My mom was able to see us, and she said, "You don't do any crowd work in your act?" I'm like, the middle shouldn't, because the opening, the host should get a little bit with the crowd. If the middle does it, and then the headliner does crowd work, you've totally talked to everybody in the room, and now the headliner has nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a skill set to have. But then when you go up to middle, I usually think the middle acts don't really need to address the crowd. They shouldn't be anyway, but I mean, they might. But the headliner, you let the headliner do whatever they want. But a great host 2 sets ago set that up for them.
Yeah.
Broke that boundary, made them feel comfortable, made it like, oh, so they talked to us. Okay. And then you go and watch this guy, you know, the middle or the next 2 acts be funny. And then that headliner gets to just like sop up all that comedic goodwill.
Yeah, the comedic juices.
The juices.
Yeah, it's one of those things, like, they call it biting a bullet for a reason, because you're the first person that a crowd sees as a host. Like, you're the first person that shows them it's all right to have fun and to, like, joke around. And it's different even at Wits End, because Wits End does something that a lot of clubs don't do, is that they don't have a God mic. They don't have anything. So like normally at a club, you'll have like a God mic from the back, and somebody says, "All right, ready for your show," and they'll do a few of the rules or stuff like that. But at Wits End, it's lights go down, music goes up, host goes on, and let's do it. So it's even different here. And so it has, I think that aspect, like that little bit with no God mic and nothing like that, and just going up to a completely cold room, is what has made me a better host in just the 6 or 7 months that I've been out here.
So now, what scene were you in another scene before you came here? What scene were you in?
I was in Springfield, Missouri.
Okay.
So similar size scene as far as like how many comics are in it and how many are actively working throughout the
Right,
time.
and a handful of venues that are kind
Mhm.
of like reliable. You know, you have your fly-by-night bar bangers, but the handful of venues that you can count on
Yeah.
typically playing.
Just one club.
Right.
And people doing their own things outside of that, and very similar. It was almost eerie when I first moved out here, because in Springfield before I moved, they had just built a new club. And so like COVID shut down the old room.
Oh, okay.
And then they moved to a new venue, and so they were basically opening up their own club. And there were a lot of things that I came when I first moved out here, with Wits End being in that first year.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things where I was like, oh, I remember this happening at the old club.
Right.
So like there are some things that like natural growing pains where you start to see similar things.
Yeah.
And you see even similar things within the comedians themselves, where it's like, oh, that is so and so for my old scene, or that they remind me of so and so from Springfield. And so
everybody's got a Bill Davis, everybody's got a Stan Shelby, everybody's got a Big Ben.
Yep. Yep.
To pull from three people that I do know, when I came from Baltimore scene, I know guys like them, and there was me, and I definitely know what you're talking about there. So how far were you into it in Missouri? Were you middling? Were you headlining some places?
I was doing a lot of host work at the club. That was mainly what I was doing. There would be a few middles here and there at the club randomly. And then like middling more on some of the bar shows. Okay. And then like a handful of like headlining bar shows. Gotcha. So like, not billing me as the headliner, but I'm going up at the end and doing, 45 or whatever.
Well, but that's a testament too, that you came here and you were just like, all right, new scene, they're not going to put me up headlining immediately. And you just got in with that. And I remember, I think you had just kind of like filled in as host. I don't even remember who was the host at that time, but then it was you. And I think honestly, like it's so funny, because you're the kind of comic who recognizes wanting to put together a show. So an open mic night is an open mic night, but you're like, hey, we can also make this a show. Mm-hmm. So like if I show up and I'm like, hey man, I'm gonna do any time tonight, you're like, yeah, you are. Like, and I'm like, no, I'm not. And you're like, yeah, you're going up sixth. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And you're like, well, I got a spot now at second, so you're going up second. And I'm just like, but I don't want to do any time. It's like, but you're gonna, because you're just like, I know these people, and you need a guy who will at least get laughs here. We'll get some good laughs here. You need the night to be a night. Yeah. Or else it's just another person up there trying stuff out that might not work. Mm-hmm. Another person up there trying out stuff that didn't work. Another person up there. And it's just like, at that point, any chance that you had somebody in that crowd, which we do get some people. Mm-hmm. We do get some people walk in, some people check out the open mic night. It's not just a bunch of comics talking to comics. But you don't want to walk them out the door. You want the show to at least be good. Yeah.
I always look at it like, when it comes to that, I always look at the club, or like people's experience at the club, of like, if this is the first time they've ever been here.
That's true too.
What are they going to walk out of the building thinking? And if
it's free, right?
It's free. Yeah, it's free. So it's free to come out. And because it's free. Like you're getting a free show. Like,
right. And you want them to be so happy they come back for the paid stuff.
Yeah. Or just not hate it as much, to where they're like,
to everybody else.
Yeah. So they're, as long as they don't have to love it necessarily, but as long as they don't walk away and be like, oh, it's a free show, but I want my money back. Like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Somebody goes, I'm thinking about going to see so-and-so this weekend. It's like, well, I saw a show there for free and it was terrible. Yeah. At least you go, yeah, I saw an open mic night there for a bunch of guys all seeming to like, try and get this and working it out. They did good. You want that impression. Right. Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah. And you're in there though. I mean, you work like door on nights that you're not performing. Like you're in, like you're a Wits End employee.
Yeah. I'm there pretty much every weekend. That's cool. Because that was what it was instilled in me when I started, was that if you want to grow as a comedian, you have to be a club rat. Like you have to be somebody who's there all the time.
Somebody tells me that.
Not just to be there in hopes to get spots. And I think that's where like I always think about it, like where I missed it when I was younger in my comedy days, of like, I'm showing up because I want to get spots. So I'm showing up on the offhand chance that, you're going to throw me up on stage.
Got you.
And then as I grew a little bit, it was understanding that, like, I'm here because I want to witness the people who are doing this as a living and what they do.
Right.
So if I'm not going up, I can still watch a headliner. I can still watch a traveling middle. I can still watch these professionals doing the thing that I want to do and see what they're doing. Because obviously they figured something out. They're here headlining on a weekend.
Right.
So it's been great because I'm there all the time. There are a good chunk of times where it's just like, all right, you're here. You're the only one here. Do you want to do 5 minutes? Do you want to host? Do you want to do this or whatever? So they kind of go hand in hand, and I just try to spend as much time as I can at the club because it's what I want to do. And if it's what I want to do, I'm going to be there. That was kind of like, it was weird because there was a whole lot of like, I came out to Wits End about a year before I moved out here, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because my friend, Dedrick Flynn, was headlining.
Okay.
And he knew that I had family out here, so he was like, hey, I'm going to be headlining. Do you want to come and middle for me?
Oh, sweet.
So I came out, I middled for the weekend, met Josh, met Sarah, did the whole weekend, and then kind of already had my foot in the door with the club.
Yeah.
Before I moved out here. So then when I moved out here, like, Josh knew I had the chops because I had middled for a whole weekend. So like, he knew I had at least the wherewithal for that. And then I moved out here, and it was about, back to your point about like starting in on the open mic. I think my first week and a half here, it just worked out to where Mills was moving on from the mic, from hosting on Mondays. And so Josh was like, well, I need a new Monday night host. Do you want to do it? And so I took it on, and then I travel a lot for my day job. So like, I took it on, and then there were like 3 or 4 weeks in the next couple months where I was out for work.
So that's where I was.
So it was like, yep. Okay. So it was like, I would ask Graham to do it, or I would ask other people that I felt were wanting to work towards being a part of the club. So I'm like, all right, well, here's the opportunity to show that you want to work at the club and want to do these things, and have tried to continue to do that. So like, there's been a couple, I've been out the last 2 Mondays, and I'll be out next Monday. And we've had the Stu do the fill-in host. So
yeah, I saw their social media clips here recently of the two of them tag team hosting.
Yeah. So we had Liam Clancy do it himself. And then we were like, well, let's see if we add the whole Stu in there, if that'll be, if what it'll look like. So just kind of trying new things out. 'Cause I think that's the other thing that is kind of missing at the club, is those people just hanging out to be there on the weekends.
Right.
Like, there's not a lot of comics that just come and hang out on the weekend.
Yeah, I've been there for events. I'll be there next weekend for Steven Rogers, and then I was there for Rossi's event, and I was there for Mick Foley. That's when I think I talked to you. I saw you at the merch thing for Mick, and I was like, I want you on the show. And you were like, all right, well, get in touch with me. I'm like, I will.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I'm booked up, but in October when it freezes, I said, I need you.
Yeah.
So here we are. But yeah, so that's I've been going there for events that like I paid a ticket for, but no, I haven't gone there just to kind of kick around. So definitely gotta try and stop out sometimes. I mean, not like I wouldn't know anybody. Apples works the door most of the time, and
they just hired a new door guy. Actually, one of the big. Andrew, I don't know if you've probably seen him around because he's been at every single show that we've had since I've been here.
Super tall, that tall,
he's
skinny
taller,
guy.
Yep, and so he's working the door now. So he was there all the time. He saw on the social media that they were looking for help, and he reached out right away. Yeah. The club's probably going to lose money hiring him because he buys tickets to every single show. I mean, he is there all the time. He is Charleston comedy super fan.
They've taken out that $1,000 of guaranteed income a month.
Yeah.
Well, look, let's do this snack thing.
Yeah.
The first time in this show so far that we have had Funyuns.
Yeah.
Sadly, not the first time we've had Cheerwine. He was disappointed.
I don't want
to
talk
find
about
that
it.
out.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
He doesn't want to talk about it. He was disappointed.
It's the first time I've ever had Cheerwine. So,
this is a good moment for you. But Funyuns, I actually have them represented there on the floor.
Oh,
right there. Funyuns.
Okay. I honestly didn't know what those were. I didn't know if those were I didn't know if those were onion rings or
Yeah, onion rings,
Cheerios.
but I went for Funyuns, but
yeah, they're Funyuns.
they
You're right.
turned out a little
yeah.
a little onion ringy.
Oh, did you make this rug?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't draw it.
Well,
I didn't draw it.
Yeah.
I hired some AI to do some pop art of some snacks. But no, I totally designed it. I laid it out. I got it custom printed and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
It's my I'm gonna put this in my pocket.
This
Normally
is a
I
bag
throw
of
this
mac
stuff
and
off the
cheese.
thing.
Is that what that is?
That is the bottom thing.
Right here.
That let me see.
Bag of macaroni and
That
cheese.
is supposed to be cheese curls. A bag of mac and cheese.
This is what it looks like.
Oh, I love a good Funyun.
Mm,
I don't know why.
they're so great.
It's just onion. It's just nonstop onion, and
Just
then
onion
nobody
flavor.
wants to kiss you for the rest of the night. So good luck with your girl tonight.
I'll be all right. I'll probably do something to make myself look like an ass and won't get one anyway. I'll be fine.
So yeah, man. I definitely thank you for the great Cheerwine. I hadn't had it until I think Josh Mills' episode, or I had it once, I think, with my wife, because she was like, I was like, what is this Cheerwine I keep seeing? Maybe about 13 years ago, they hit real hard with like ads and billboards and shit. And I was like, what is Cheerwine? She's like, Cheerwine's been around forever. It's not that great. It's like cherry soda. And I said, oh, okay. And I turned around and I tried it then, and I was like, yeah, tastes like a Luden's cough drop.
Yeah.
And then I had it with Josh Mills. I'm like, I don't actually mind it too much, because I bet you it would go so good with bourbon.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. I might try that tonight, actually. I might see if they can do me a little Cheerwine and bourbon.
Well, guess what?
Mm.
The rest of it's yours to take, man.
Ooh.
So take it to the bar, take it to Wits End when you work tonight.
Yeah.
Tell them, hey, these cans, put them on ice. And you know what? I think I'm going to go over there tonight, because I want some too. I want some bourbon and Cheerwine.
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, that'll be fun. All right, little Cheerwine and bourbon. I hadn't had it, and it actually coincidentally it came up this past week when I was on site for work, and they were like, we were talking about Cheerwine, and the guy was like, it's like a cherry Cola, it's like a wild cherry Pepsi without the Pepsi.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, okay, well, I love wild cherry
it's
Pepsi.
It's not a cherry soda necessarily, though. There is a slight cola. There's a slight extra aspect to it. Because if it were just straight cherry, it wouldn't be so.
Yeah.
But there's something to it. I do feel like it's a cherry cola, but it's like cherry first cola somewhere.
Yeah. Because it's not like a.
What is it? Right, like that? Okay. Okay, cool.
It's not like a cherry Fanta or something like that, where it's not it's not like carbonated cherry juice.
Right. Do you want to talk about what you do for a living? I mean, my day job, I'm a paramedic.
Yeah.
So I always talk about my day side, but I mean, not doxing yourself, but like.
Oh, I go by a different name at work.
Oh, okay. So
what's
the day job?
The day job is I'm a software trainer.
Wow.
Yeah, I work for a company who does heavy duty trucking point of sale systems. So I train them how to use a specific module within it. So I train the parts guys how to sell and buy their parts.
So watching you on stage, that is one thing you would never guess. Your persona on stage does not seem like.
Yeah, I was.
You even touch computers.
Yeah.
You even touch anything.
Yeah, it's pretty heavy IT, and it's the first job I've had that's so heavy computer based, and I'm starting to slowly feel old and scared. Like I'm starting to understand my dad and grandfather's frustration with technology.
What is your age?
I'm 32.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I turned 33 in a couple weeks actually. So
it is moving fast.
Oh my God.
That's the deal for us. We didn't start feeling old. Like we were getting by with computers at my age.
Mm-hmm.
And then about the time we maybe stretched out to about mid-30s or so, almost late 30s before it started getting like, and we had rolled with them since we were like 16, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Then it got in our 30s, we're like, you know? But now, I the stuff I learned when I was 40 is obsolete, and I'm only 47. Like it is moving fast.
Yeah.
Fast.
Yeah, it's moving fast, and the integration of AI terrifies me. Because I saw something the other day that people are using AI. They're using AI to write their resumes, and businesses are using AI to read people's resumes, and nobody's getting hired because the AIs just cancel each other out, and it's saying that no, this isn't a great applicant or for whatever reason. So they're both using them and nobody's getting hired.
Dang, that's something.
Well, it's going to be terrifying in 20 years when you go to the doctor and your doctor has passed medical school just from using AI the whole time. And then you go to ask him what's wrong with you, and he's like, "Well, let me check that for you." And then he just gets on his phone and he starts plugging in symptoms and shit.
Yeah, that is going to be creepy. Yeah, I'm a paramedic, and I had to learn my shit the old-fashioned way, and I have to redo ACLS and BLS training every 2 years, and I got to recert my license. I got to do continuing education all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think I'd have used AI in school. You couldn't during the didactic. You couldn't during clinical, like using.
Yeah.
But, yeah, test would have been a little. But you know what? Here's the thing. And I'll speak on the doctors if the doctor's worth a shit. The way our tests are written, the way kind of tests are written, in an effort to push your critical thinking, it tends to be a multiple choice question, but 2 answers are right. One of them is more right.
Mm-hmm.
So if doctors are dealing with that for their boards or everything like that, then it's got a shot, because AI can't figure that part out.
No.
AI is not going to give you the more right answer all the time.
But you're going to have people who pass their classes with flying colors before they get to their exams. And then even if you're half-assed on your exam, you're still passing. I don't know. I will say this. If I would have had AI in school, I would have used it. I hated schoolwork. I hated doing school.
I would have done it in high school.
I would have
definitely
done anything. Even in college, I don't care. I hate it. If I can cheat, I'm going to cheat. If I can figure out a way to get this task, because that's all schooling is. It's proving that you can play the game and you can show up and do assignments and take orders and not freak out and kill everybody. So if you can do those things, then you're going to be a good worker and you're going to be great in a workplace. And that's all it is. That's all.
So it's just grooming you to be another drone.
That's all.
Grooming you to be okay with getting your ass kicked.
Well, they teach you, because I was going to be a teacher. I went to school to be a teacher, and they teach you about the hidden curriculum, which is in elementary school. The hidden curriculum is teaching children how to behave in a society. And that's the main focus of elementary school.
Right.
Is making sure that this child is not a sociopath and that they're not going to bite somebody in the line at the DMV when they're 25. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's teaching people how to be a part of a society, and the whole education system's a fucking scam. It's all it's all made up. It's subjective. There's so many biases laced inside of education that it's atrocious.
Well, that's like the new math.
Yeah. How do you change math? I like that. And that's another part where I'm like, oh God, I am getting old, because I'm starting to get angry at how the kids are doing math nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Nate Bargatze has a great bit about new math. He was helping his daughter out at the time. She was in elementary school. And he said, if you don't know, new math is where you used to be able to solve an equation. He's like, now you use a whole entire sheet of paper for one question. He's like, and somewhere about the middle, you see old math and you're like, well, there we go. Why don't we just do that? And it's like, no. He's like, that's like if you come to my house and I say, hey, look, I'm going to need you to go around my house and come in my back door and meet me right here. Mm-hmm. And he's like, what's wrong with your front door? It's like, nothing. This is just the new way we're doing things. Like the way he described it. He was like, I don't know that the old math wasn't working. I wasn't getting handfuls of wrong change everywhere I went. He's like, why wasn't it working? But yeah, she shows me, I mean, they're dotting stuff out on graphs and stuff, line graphs. And that used to be a thing that you didn't have to deal with until like algebra and like, all that stuff, and it's like, they're doing this in elementary school, but it's not for algebra's sake. It's like, why are we doing these dots on a line in learning your multiplication and your division and your...
It's because some kid with ADD or dyslexia or something somewhere got failed in his math class, and his mom raised hell.
Was Linda McMahon, and she's the head of the Board of Education. I'm joking.
Yeah, so it's something, it's something like that where it's making math inclusive or some shit like that. I don't know.
Maybe.
That's a wild guess. That's not, I don't have any...
swinging for the fences, but it could be right. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I just think that the No Child Left Behind really screwed everything. That's not. I don't know. I wasn't.
You know,
The
now
kids-
you're
yeah,
really sounding
yeah.
old. Kids should fail. Fuck their participation trophies. Fuck that shit.
I'm all for participation trophies, but I think failure is an extremely important part
I
of
don't
anything.
have a problem with participation trophies. I just think they should be smaller.
Make them as big as you want. I don't give a shit.
No, make them smaller.
It needs to be
Everybody
bigger
gets
so
one.
you can say why they didn't win. I mean, if the bigger the participation trophy, the bigger on the plaque you can say, try harder.
Turn around and go, wow, look at that trophy.
And
And
then
it's
you
like,
start
what
reading
happened?
it.
It's like, oh, there was participation. They
Yeah, it's last place.
It was
It's
last
still-
place. And it's
You
like,
still know what it is.
you got to explain it.
Yeah. No.
I remember we didn't get a participation trophy, but we would get trophies for whatever place we were in. So, like, when I was in Little League, I was like 5th grade or whatever.
Mhm.
We got it was like 4th place trophy. And it's like, does everybody get a trophy? That was when like the chatter started.
Mhm.
And it was like, well, we were 4th place out of like 14 teams. So of course we could get a trophy.
Yeah.
They're like, I don't understand. And it's like, well, you have 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, and they wanted to acknowledge like the top 5. So we got a 4th place trophy. Eat shit.
I think it's hilarious to me though, because the people who would complain about, well, in my day we didn't get participation trophies. It's like, okay, what was your Little League record then? If you remember so much, what did you go? What was your batting average when you played Little League? Since you're so worried about the accolades of it, you don't fucking remember. It was just a thing you did, and oh darn, the kids get to feel good about themselves for doing something. Oh, God forbid that the kids don't have to feel shitty for not winning. Who gives a shit if they win? You don't remember. I don't remember.
played on the 7-Eleven Orioles in the 4th grade, and when we won, we got to go to 7-Eleven and get free Slurpees.
I played for the Blimpie
That's what I
Bears.
remember.
That's so funny that because I was a part of the Blimpie Bears, so we would go and get Blimpie Subway,
That's it.
Blimpie subs.
Uh-huh.
So
We'd
Yeah.
go, hey, we won, and we'd march our asses right up Baltimore Highlands baseball field. We go right across the street
yeah,
to or across B&A Boulevard to the 7-Eleven, and they're like, hey, we won, and
Yeah.
they're like, get your Slurpees, kids. And
yeah.
I don't know how many times we did it. I don't know our record. I don't know shit. I don't even know if I don't think I even touched a base.
Yeah, and who cares if you won or not? Because that's somebody like, well, there weren't any participation trophies back in my day. If we lost, Mom made us sleep out in the yard. We didn't even get to go inside the house. It's like, shut up. Like, that's why you hate your parents. That's why you're an angry person.
The first time I got on base, I used to strike out a lot, or like ground out or whatever. Never pop fly. I was not that good of a baseball player.
Yeah.
But it was like I finally got on base, and what happened was I got on base, and then a rundown happened.
Pickle?
So I'm just standing there on first, and all this action's going on, and then the one kid made it in and got in, and then another kid got tagged out after the fact. So everybody came to me and they were like, hey man, RBI, like, good job. But I come to my mom's sitting in the stands next to my friend Jason's mom, Kelly, and my stepdad, Howard, and they go, hey, you got on base. How did it feel? And I go, like shit. Like right in front of everybody. I was like 11, like shit. Because I didn't get a chance to even try and get to second. That was
Yeah.
like the first time I was ever on base, and I never even got to see second base.
Yeah.
That's how terrible I was at Little League.
No,
I'm a very honest person. I'm almost a half-century old man. I'm not here to be the coolest person on the internet. I'll admit to you right now, man, I was not a shit, not a bullshit.
Yeah, I played, or I guess I was on a baseball scholarship in college, but I was not good. Like in comparison to the other guys on the team, like I was not. I was the best one, or like one of the best on my high school team, but my high school team was terrible. So like it's But then going off to college, it was an eye-opening experience just to how little ability I actually had.
When you get that humbling moment where you see something that you want to do, like comedy is a good enough to be subjective to where you see, I really want to be a comedian, and then you see other comedians and you're like, okay, I get roughly the same amount of laughs, or my material can grow to that.
Mhm.
Like if you see you got it, unless you're just flat out delusional, which we do know comics who are, but unless you're flat out delusional and you just watch that person, you go, I'm going to do that one day. And it's like, well, why don't you just try and get a laugh right now?
Mhm.
Like just one.
Yeah.
But unless you're like one of those comics, which anybody in any comedian scene in America knows those comics who try as they might. And it's just like, guys, Like, it's okay. It
Yeah.
just isn't your thing.
Well, and they're
It's
also just like, you see that? I crushed.
yeah.
Did you see how good I did?
How good I did?
They were
That's like-
groaning. I don't know what you heard.
So
Yeah.
So the point I make is like when you get into things, and one of my favorite things I heard was there was a guy who, I forget what comedian said it, but he used to want to be a boxer.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, I wanted to be a boxer until I fought a guy who really wanted to be a boxer.
Yeah.
Like, that'll humble you quick. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, I wanted to be a baseball player until I got on a team with kids who really wanted to be baseball players. You know?
Venezuelans.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Kids
Puerto
from the
Ricans,
Dominican
like,
Republic. Yeah.
Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
That was it. Yeah, that'll totally. But see, comedy's lucky enough. We have enough where the crowd can play a X factor.
Yes. There's
You know what I'm
still, there's still some objectivity to
Yeah,
it. Like,
wiggle
there's-
room for a good night or a bad night.
Yeah. And if somebody can do well in front of a certain crowd and somebody else could not do well in front of a certain crowd, and it's kind of all like, it's like your preference on food. It's like some people like this, some people like this. But baseball is completely subjective. Like, baseball is you're out or you're not. Like,
Right,
there's
exactly.
No,
Skill,
Yeah.
and if you don't have skill,
yeah.
you're not making the team, or good luck to you.
And I was delusional. I went through all of college, and even a year after college, where I was like, I still think I could make it to the pros. Like, I still think if I just really try hard.
What position you play?
I was a shortstop and a relief pitcher, but spent the majority of the time as the relief pitcher because I could not play in games. Like, I was such a head case that I could practice with everybody. I could
Right.
practice with the best of them. But then when it came to like it mattering and the
geez.
game, and
Right.
I just couldn't do it. I'd freak out. I'd get in my head. Just couldn't do
Wow.
it, no.
Now, I don't suffer from any performance anxiety of any sort.
Lucky son of a bitch.
You can plot me. It's weird. I just
You
have
mean
this,
you have confidence in yourself?
No, I think I have the kind of mental illness that doesn't allow me to say no or to fear. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid, anticipatory. Like, I'd be afraid if I were called right now to headline Wits End on a fucking whim, I'd be scared to death. I'd be like, fuck, I've never even really played that club. Like, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
But if I were there and he said, hey, take the stage.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have it in a moment when it's like, I think that's what makes me, I guess, a good medic too. Is like when it's on, I just do. I don't have to think. It's not a confidence thing. It's just, I think something in my brain is broken to the point where it's like, well, they said do and now you do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was bossed around a lot as a kid. I don't know where it comes from, but I just do.
That took me a long time to get to with comedy of this, like, I'm going to be nervous right up until I get on stage. And then when I get up on stage, it's kind of like, now we're in the moment. And now a different emotion has taken over. So now it's,
I always feel like I got to pee before I go on stage.
see, I never get that.
Even to this day.
I never get that, or like the upset stomach or anything like that. Like, my nerves don't come out like that. My nerves come out and like, I'll pace and sweat and
Gotcha.
move a whole bunch. But mine never had that bodily reaction.
Yep.
But another thing that helped me is, I forget who it was, but somebody said that like being nervous about something ultimately is a good thing because it means you care about it. It
That's
means
true.
you care about it enough to where if you fail, you feel like you're letting somebody down ultimately. So it's just
Even if it's just yourself
even if
and
it's
you're
just
not even
yourself.
recognizing it. Right.
Yep.
You feel like something's on the line for you.
Yeah. So then it was just reframing that this nervousness isn't I'm nervous something's going to go bad. I'm nervous because I care this much about it.
I like
and because
that.
I'm serious about
That's
it.
a good way of looking at it. Like I said, the thing is, I always worry like, oh man, it's like I should have gone pee. You know? And one time I did. I was at the Baltimore Improv. I forget who I was opening for. And I said, oh, let me use the bathroom really quick. And then I used the bathroom really quick because I knew that they showed previews of who was coming. Todd Glass usually had his thing where he was like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, was it Todd Glass?
No. Todd Glass had his video.
The pre-recorded?
He had a pre-recorded video.
I love Todd
Shut
Glass.
the fuck up. I worked with him.
I worked with him a lot in Springfield.
How about this for a bill? I worked with Todd Glass and Pauly Shore on the same show.
Oh wow,
That was lucky.
That's wonderful.
And then the air conditioning failed, and Pauly wasn't interested in doing the show. And Todd said, "Well, if I headline, can you middle?" And I was like, "Yes." And then, unfortunately, Pauly was like, "Yeah, I'm going to do it." And I was like,
"Oh, so you didn't? It wasn't Todd when he was doing his whole musical show."
No.
So it was
he
just
did play
him going,
piano in the pre-announcement.
Yeah,
but no, he didn't do it at that time. He was just doing. He did the
yeah.
where I look like if Fred Flintstone and Mel Gibson had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
He was so much fun, and in the closet too. Didn't know, and we didn't know, and I didn't know. But then when they later came out, I thought that's super cool, man. I wish I'd have known that. You know.
Yeah, when he came through Springfield, he came with, he would have a whole band, and 2 or 3 of the
Wow.
band would be comedians, and so that was what I would do as one of the newer comedians. Is I was in the band, and I would play. He had
Wow.
like an iPad that they would have like sound bites that
So cool.
and then random little like accoutrement of instruments. So like a duck whistle, a kazoo, like random things. And he would just tell you, he was like, "Hey, just throw these in where you see fit. Like just be a part, like
That's
just pay
so
attention to the
cool.
show and just throw these in where you see fit." And that was almost like paralyzing because I was
Really?
only like a year or 2 in, so I was still trying to figure out the ebbs and flows of a show and like comedy. And so being like, all right, just giving the reins to this and be like, just throw these in where you see fit. And the first couple shows, you're like, not really. I don't want to mess a bit up, or I don't
Right.
want to. But then you realize that he's a professional and he's had people way worse just fuck
He's
shit
gonna
up,
roll with it.
and he's
Yeah.
gonna roll with it. So it was one of the, and it's so funny you said something about air conditioning, because one of the funniest moments I've ever had in a show was I'm sitting doing the iPad, doing the thing for his show, like making whatever, and he had been commenting about the air conditioner not kicking on during the show, and he was just sweating bullets, and he's
He
like,
was
this
too.
thing isn't kicking
At
on,
ours.
and he keeps going to it and going to it and going to it, and this is the first time I've ever met him, so I don't know that he just does that, like he just gets worked up,
Right.
and like it's just part of the show. And at one point in time, he just walks off stage, and he's walking around the room cussing the fucking air conditioner, and I'm like, oh well, I need to do something here, like I need to play some type of sound bit, and I'm looking through all the different sound bits, and he has like a Curb Your Enthusiasm sound bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally he just walks, he walks out of the club. He walks out the door to the club, and I'm like, all right, well now's the time, and then just hit the theme for Curb Your Enthusiasm, and he comes back in and he's still cussing and ranting and raving about it. So it was fun to get to see a comedy show from that side, but
Yeah.
still have to like think like a comedian.
So he was soaked, right? And when the air conditioner was out, and I was doing okay. And he looks at me and he goes, I'm fucking dying. He goes, and I mean, no offense, you're a big guy. I said, I know. And he goes, how are you not fucking dying right now? And I go, well, I do costume character work. And he goes, what? And I said, like Blue's Clues, La La the Yellow Teletubby. And he goes, La La the Yellow Teletubby. And I go, yeah. And he goes, comedy's a better choice. And I go, I'm thinking so too. He was just like, I mean, no offense, but like, you're a big man. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
I love when people do that to me though. Like I called to I was trying to find representation, and I called this agent, and she just so happened to be looking for somebody to cast for this Hanes Go Tagless commercial that I wound up getting. But I just wanted somebody to get me some shows and get me some fucking acting work or something.
Mhm.
So I called her, and she goes, I said, hi, I'm a comedian in town. My name is Big Ben Kennedy, right? And she goes, Big Ben. She's like, I mean, no offense, but like, are you a big guy? And I said, yeah. She goes, like, I mean, do you look fat in a t-shirt? And I go, I look fat in everything I wear. And she fucking lost it. She laughed on the phone. Like, I was like 2 minutes. I was waiting for her to stop. And then she goes, okay, well, I'm going to call you back. And she called this guy, and I got the gig, like, that I didn't even like audition for, because they were just like, you don't understand. He's funny. And I just met him, and we did a dinner, and he was like, yeah, he's a big guy. I think he'd look funny in this commercial. And there we did. But when people say no offense, like, I get that people are sensitive about their weight, but like, how?
Mm.
Like, you live in this body every day for 24 full fucking hours every day.
Yeah.
And like, you don't know, like,
Yeah, it's like somebody's gonna say no offense. You're like, what? I'm big? No. When did this happen?
No offense, but you're a big guy. Fuck you mean?
What do you mean I'm big? Yeah.
Like, who's gonna
Since
take
when?
offense? Like, but obviously, either they're doing it to be polite, or they've genuinely met somebody who was offended, which is crazy.
Or they're trying to be an asshole and disguise it as being nice. No offense, but you look like shit.
Oh yeah,
all right. Like that's
who kept doing that. Liam Clancy. He goes, with all due respect, and then even say some of the fucking worst shit about things. He's like, but I said with all due respect. I'm like, that's not how that works. No, it doesn't even carte blanche to be a fucking asshole.
No. But it's so funny you reference Todd Glass, because I talk about things that Todd taught me all the time, because he's the one who helped me understand the psychology of a show and like all the things that go into a show that aren't the show, like the lighting, the environment, the socioeconomics of it.
Oh yeah.
Like how to understand how the human mind in groupthink works and what you're trying to do before people even start the show. Like before the show even starts, how do you start convincing people that they're ready for a show? You take them into a dark room. You keep them as packed in as you can. You don't give them any distractions. You don't give them shit that's going to distract them, and you set an environment from start to finish, because people are coming in, and if they're walking in and the room's all bright and it's hard to, it's just like you can see everybody and fucking you're looking around and you're like, oh, these people are ugly, but and then you get in there, and then if people are brought into an environment that's catered for comedy, it's going to go better.
Oh yeah, well that's what dreamers, man. James Di Benedetto or whatever, it's Comedy Shop. Man, what a great room. And I told him that, like, because it's a restaurant inside of a bowling alley, but he does a comedy night there, and it's phenomenal. And I'm like, dude, this is like a comedy room. And he's like, well, yeah, they know that there's comedy here. They show up to see comedy. They're well aware. I said, because I've gone to so many, Red Devil Pizza in Pennsylvania. We performed in front of a dartboard. I was like, this is going to go one of two ways. It's going to be a really great show, or I'm going to get nailed.
Yeah, people are going to start throwing darts halfway through.
So, but like bar bangers, they just tuck you in a corner. But this one had all the visuals of being something like, fuck.
Yeah.
And it wound up being like one of my favorite shows that I've done in like probably 5 years. It was such a good time. But the socioeconomic aspect that Todd speaks of, I would imagine if you're looking at it in that, like, you're in a certain area of the country, that like this isn't incredibly affluent, this isn't incredibly, so regardless of your race, your racial, makeup of your crowd, we're all the same, amount of poor.
Yeah.
So then you come at them and you realize they spent money that they didn't just have to waste.
Yeah.
Like some doorman.
Yeah.
Who just could spend
who's
thousands
just there all
of
the
dollars.
time. Yeah. Well, he's not bringing dates, so he's saving a little money.
Yeah, he did save money. God, he was there all. I've seen him every single time I've been there.
Yeah.
Who that every night.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, especially for what Todd was doing when I saw him and what he's still doing now, it's still not even like normal comedy, because it's such an experience with the music and how he has like these songs that he writes and he has these bits that are built in. Man. And it's like, if you're not locked in paying attention from the beginning, it's hard to know what's going on. But and he talks about it, he's like, if you're with me from the beginning and you trust that you're going to have fun, you're going to have fun. But if you're not on board and you're kind of haphazard and you're not into it, then it's going to be weird, and it's going to be...
I never got to see that guy. I'm talking about, this is like 21 years ago, Todd Glass.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, this was the first time I worked with him it would have been like 5 years ago.
Yeah, man, I would love to see that act.
5-6 years ago. From a comedian standpoint, it's great. Like, it's so different. It's so fun. It's just... And it's a living thing, because it's never the same. The shows are never the same. And you could watch, that's the other thing about watching comedians, is that if you watch a headliner and you see him for one show, yeah, okay, you might pick some things up. But if you watch a headliner do 5 shows in a weekend, then you're going to see the work of it. Because then you're going to see, these are the things they did the same way.
Right.
These are the things that they worked on. These are the things that they tweaked. These are the things that kind of floated or were just kind of wherever through here. And then you notice with seeing like Todd do his show 4 times in a weekend, you're like, man, these are all vastly different.
That's so cool.
And it's just a living, breathing thing. And I still to this day, like, Todd is one of the most intelligent artists that I've been around just because of the way he views it and the way it's just like, I want to have fun and do the things that I'm good at.
That's
and
cool.
He is great. He's a wonderful human, and he's just so funny too. The stuff he's doing on TikTok now is hilarious. The videos he's doing, acting as the mechanic, and he's like, "What is our Uber driver doing?" And it's just like him being these terrible people in society, and it's just Todd is great. Todd's so funny.
Yeah, he's just laugh, shut the fuck up, laugh, shut the fuck. I just loved his way, and then his little stint on Tosh when Tosh was using him there, Tosh.0. I thought that was really good too.
Yeah. Todd Glass is one of the, he was the first headliners that talked to me like a fellow comic.
Hey, I would say that about me too. I mean, he really treated me like another comic.
Yeah, and it was before I was a comic. It was when I was somebody who was just kind of like, I was just hanging around the club and I wasn't good yet. I was just there all the time, and since I didn't have to do a set, he didn't have openers, he just had the band. And he would go up and he would do his stuff, and he talked to me like a fellow comic, and he's great, man.
Very cool.
Yeah, he's wonderful.
Well, Todd, if there's any chance you remember this guy, which you might, if there's any chance you remember me, God bless you, because that's insane. I'm gonna reach out to you. I would love to have you come on here or do me a remote. And I'd love to reconnect with you, so we're gonna make that happen.
Yeah, and I've been in Josh's ear to try to get Todd out here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
The music stuff does so well out here too. Like Good Cop, Rad Cop, absolutely crush.
Oh, did it?
They're also so great. Like they're also a musical comedy act that's so much different than everything else, and it's just fresh. It's fun. It's exciting. But yeah, I've been in Josh's ear all the time about hey man. That's great.
Yeah, that's hard to deny. Like a fresh original kind of act is always welcome and always fun. And I like being. I've kind of trained my brain to be your storytelling. I like those guys. I miss the Carlins, the Bernie Macs. I like being a storyteller comic.
People's attention span sucks now.
Yes, it does.
TikTok has ruined people because they're like, you're 20 seconds into a joke, and they're like, well, I haven't heard anything funny yet. Make me laugh, silly man.
So what my new feature set that I've been, going around with is a story of sorts, but it's told throughout 32, something like 35 bits in 25 minutes. It is, any of them can be broken up, but if I ever did a CD, it would suck. If I ever did an album, it would suck because any one of them standing alone is only going to be 25 to 40 seconds. But together, so what I would have to do is the CD where you do track 1 and you have slash, 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 and then track 2, slash, slash.
Yeah.
Where it's multiple bits within each track. That's the only way I could pull it off because back in the day, I had storytelling bits. My only CD I had out there, God, it's been out for 19 years. It'll be 20 years this upcoming June.
Ooh.
I was telling pretty decent sized bits, so it was able to have 15, 16 tracks or something, 20 tracks. But man, I could not do that with my current act. And those days are gone too. I don't know anybody who listens to an album on iTunes. Apple Music. I don't know. Spotify. Does anybody listen to comedy albums anymore?
I think they do, but I think they do it the true comedy nuts do it when they're driving or something like that. They'll put on Spotify. Because that's what when I first started in comedy, I would listen to it a lot on Pandora and Spotify. I'd put but it was never whole albums. It was a chunk taken out of.
Yeah.
It was a bit taken out of an album.
Got you. Yeah, my album's on Spotify. Check it out. It's called You Don't Know Me. And it's young. it's It's about stuff that young people talk about. It's about getting fucked up and driving and, porn and Maury Povich show. It's young.
Oh, it's old. It's Maury Povich. That's not.
It's a young me.
You know what the young kids are watching now.
And
Maury Povich.
even my accent is so much more Baltimore in that thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I played it for Apples. We were on a road trip, and he goes, "It's not bad material, man." He's like, "It sounds great. It could be on like Sirius or whatever, Sirius Radio." He's like, "Your accent's a little thicker." I'm like, "Yeah, it was quite thicker." I think I say ass. I say ass instead of ass. And it's hilarious. It's hilarious. But so what do you see? What do you see for yourself? Like, what's your idea? What's your goal? Like, are you interested in moving up to a certain level here? Are you interested in hitting the road? What is like your dream goal of like the next couple of years?
I think the next couple of years is figuring out my voice fully. Because I'm at that point now where like I think I'm close and I can feel it, and I can feel some especially like last night I kind of had an aha moment with a few things, and I feel like I'm getting close to figuring out who is the most like authentic version of my comedian self on stage.
Gotcha.
So like I'm just now getting to the point where I feel like I can write jokes in my voice.
Awesome.
And so now it's like, all right, I've got X amount of material, and I know that I am working towards my feature set. So like I've had my feature set, so like I have the time, I have that extended time, but now it's like
you want that feature set.
Yes, I want, because the feature set I have right now is there's bits of me in it, and then the other stuff is like just jokes that were written. Right. Like not in my voice, but stuff that I'm doing to fill the time. And so now, as I'm growing as a comedian, and I think this happens a lot with every comedian, where like there'll be some of that act that's really good, and because of that, the stuff that I thought was good isn't as good because it's not living up to the stuff that's actually me.
Right. Well, what is it? You write your material BCA. You put your pretty decent stuff up first.
Mm-hmm.
You can get away with being not so great in the middle, and you close with your great stuff.
Yeah,
that's what used to be was BCA.
Yeah,
but then you start wondering, is the C stuff even worth it, or have I just built up goodwill on that first 10 minutes? Because then when you take the C stuff out and you just do that at like an open mic, it's like, this is shit. This is garbage.
Yeah.
So I used to use the C area to like work out new bits. But then when I started realizing it's like, yeah, if that goes wrong, I have the A material to like close it out with.
Yeah.
But it's like, it'd be better just to try and make sure you were just going B and A.
Yeah. And there's a lot of debate now, and a lot of debate. Like people are actively debating this, but like there's different
in the social channels.
Yeah. Comedians arguing all the time about the structure of their bits. No, but there's like the different trains of thoughts where like, some comedians will say, if you've got new stuff, it needs to go first because then you get it out of the way, and then all the stuff that you know works comes after. So that would be my C stuff, then my B stuff, then my A stuff.
That's
that's Jerry Seinfeld, who was like, get the new stuff out of the way.
Really?
Now, then you've got guys who will say you need to put the A stuff up top, or at least your best bit. Because I remember, I think it was a Louis C.K. interview where he was talking. He was like, he's like, I will take my closer and I'll open with it.
Right. When he starts to do all new material, he opens with his previous closer.
Yep. And that's what helped me for a while, because I had, for a while, my closer obviously was the strongest bit I had, and I was getting lulls in the middle waiting to get to that. And so now I'm like, okay, well, let me just do the closer at the beginning and try to
live up to that.
Yeah. And try to stay at that level. And then I think once I started writing material that sounded like me, the other stuff that I was doing didn't sound like me. And so the other jokes, even if they used to be good, even if they used to be B or A material, now the true A material I have is outshining that stuff completely.
That's
and it's like,
awesome.
well, this doesn't even sound like. So even the crowd will notice where it's like, oh, you don't have an excitement for that bit anymore,
Right,
or you
right.
don't have like that doesn't sound like you, or that sounds like something different. And so it's been okay. Well, now do I need to just scrap all that old shit, or do I take it and try to rework it and reframe it into who I am now?
Okay.
And that's kind of been the work of it right now for me, is like, okay, I've got at most, 30 minutes of material right now. If I'm stretching out, maybe more if I'm getting real loosey goosey or whatever. And so it's like, how do I cut this down to my tightest 25 and then punch it all up? Because I think that's the other thing too, is like the stuff I'm writing now is a lot punchier, because I've basically just taken, okay, here's all the premises of my C material, and I cut out all of the jokes, and I just have the premises and the punchlines, and now I'm going to fit them all into one bit. So it's like, I'll take 3 bits that were kind of half-cocked ideas and not great bits,
Right.
and now it's just one bit, where instead of doing setup, punch, tag, setup, punch, tag, I'm doing setup and then just punch, punch, punch.
I like that.
And so
I
I'm
like
still
that.
using some of that stuff, but
wild.
I'm cutting out all of the fat and just combining it into like, because I have this whole thing about like my parents getting divorced and my parents like one being Christian, one not being Christian. And I used to have like this whole long drawn out thing, and how I wanted to be, I want to tell stories, I want to do those things, but I would have 3 bits that would take me 5 minutes,
Right.
that are now a singular bit that takes me a minute and a half, 2 minutes.
That's cool. Yeah, that's one thing I had to teach myself, even at my age, even doing it for anywhere as long as I had to do that too. This new material. I even was contemplating before the Dreamers show. I was like, I wonder if I should put the back end first, but then there's such a great callback. There's 2 callbacks with a payoff in that last third that I can't. If I move it, I lose that callback, and it's so great. So I'm like, dang, I can't do that. We were sitting there in the car on the way back from Ocean City. We were driving to the airport, my wife and I. And I go, so what if I put this up here and that? And this is like, I'm doing the show as soon as I fly into town, like that same day. I'm like, well, I could do this, I could do that. And I'm like, nah. It just, you never stop wanting to be better. I think if you rest on that, then you're one of those comics that we all know is just like the same shit every time they come to town.
What are you doing?
And you're just,
why are you doing the same?
right.
Same
You
jokes
just,
in
I
the
mean, you'll
same
go see
way?
a headliner and you're like, oh my God, I think I saw him on a cruise ship in like 2008. He did the same exact act. But if you don't rest on it, if you're constantly interested in improving, being better, doing this, doing that, like I had a comedian I once knew who told a story about when his kids saw the Ninja Turtles movie and he cussed out the woman. She was like, these turtles curse. And he's like, will you shut the fuck up, lady? But I knew his son was like 17. And I'm like, your kid was 5 in that bit. That bit is 12 years old. Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And again, going back to like the hosting thing, it's different because my host set is not my feature set, obviously. Like
Right.
Because as a host, I'm trying to be palatable. I'm not trying to be as I'm not trying to be as divisive. I'm trying to be likable. Like I added 2 jokes at the beginning of my host material that I don't normally tell, just because I want goodwill and I want people to like me.
Right. So you wouldn't do it on your.
I would do it, but not. I would do it to talk about who I am and to give context to me as a person.
Right.
But it's not like I'm not opening with it
Gotcha.
it's not great. It's not it doesn't get great laughs. Like it doesn't really get a pop, but it gives me the goodwill to then for my next joke to be like, hey, why do you guys suck at driving? Because if I just jump in because that's what I was doing. Yeah, that's what I was doing for a while. I was like, hey, why do you guys suck at driving? And like, it's a fun bit, so like people would laugh, but there's still a chance that there's some people in the room that are like, oh, fuck this guy. Why are you coming in yelling at me? And Josh Bates has helped me so much in growing as a comedian more in the 6 months that I've been here than like the last 5 years at my old place. But he was like, hey, I think you need to be more likable at the beginning. Like, you need to get them on your side before you start yelling at them.
Right.
Because then I would go, you guys suck at driving. I hate my stepdad. My stepdad's dead. And I'm just like going through these. And if like,
I love it. I'm going to get him to do the material for you when we get done.
And if people don't like me beforehand, they're like, God, this guy's an asshole. This guy sucks.
Right.
And so as a feature or as a middle, when I've gotten to do that now, I'm finding ways to just be that more myself, and I don't really care as much where it goes.
Right.
And building my set now when I'm not hosting to try to figure out this time and this material is like, I'm giving myself here's my opener, here's my closer, in between, we'll see what happens. I know I have some ideas of bits I want to do.
Right.
And I want to do these bits, but if I do a bit and it hits and now, oh, well, you guys liked that, so let me go this way with a similar bit, or, oh, you hated that, let me go over here to a different direction, and trying to, and I think that's what's helped me find myself in some of these bits, because I'm having to think on my feet and do a bit in a little different way than I normally would.
That's what they always, everybody exaggerates, but they're like, you should have headliners worth of material to do a feature. You should have, yeah, okay, but you don't need double the amount. Ideally, sure, but you don't.
Yeah.
You have to be able to like have a jukebox where you have some bailout bits. That's basically what they're saying.
Yeah, and I have had arguments here with comedians about hosting material, and like they're like, oh yeah, well, I've got 5 minutes, and I go, yeah, and that's great, but like you need like 10.
Yeah,
if they're telling you to go up to do 5 to 7, you need 10 ready to
right.
go.
You need a couple of bits in the background that you can.
Yeah, because even if everything else works, if 2 jokes in there don't work and you don't get any laughs and it just dies, you're on to the next one so quick. And now
you're falling at 4 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. And now it's like, oh, now I don't have the time. Or the situation of the headliners has to take a shit, or you got to stretch some time, or you got to do so. Yeah, you get one of these and you're like, well, fuck, I've burnt everything. I did all of the 5 minutes that I have. And so now I'm just up here. What do you do? Where are you from? Or whatever. So like
now you're really just walking the crowd.
Yeah.
You're just one by one, just going down the line.
Yeah, and so I think that like that was the wake up call for me of like, there's a difference between how many jokes, how much time could I get up there and fill, versus what time do I have.
Yes.
Because, like, I could just get up there and spew bullshit for 45 minutes. Like, I could do a bit and stretch it out and pander and do whatever.
Right.
But if I'm going to get up there and, like, all right, what am I going to get up there and just absolutely, like, just be punchy with? It's like 20, 25 minutes.
So what subject, like, is your favorite joke of now? You don't have to give away your material on my show, but what is, like, your favorite kind of, like, what is... like I'm loving talking about being a dad. I'm loving that, but I'm really loving the material about weight loss struggles because many comics talk about that, and it is kind of worn out and kind of old hat. But my brain and the way that I have viewed my trying to lose weight or stuff like that, I'm able to put such a different spin on it that everybody's loving it. It is nothing you're going to hear.
Yeah, that's such a universal experience.
Correct. But you have to have your own voice with it.
Yeah.
And the way that I'm going through it is not anything that you're going to think or anybody's going to think when they think about losing weight. So I'm able to come up with these, like the guy coming up to me at the gym with his unsolicited advice. That's an easy topic. The way that the ring cam views me, I've gone on these like tangents, and it has been so liberating and so fun. And it's actually I've actually had to shave out 2 bits because I thought I was talking about it too much. That's how well it's been going, that I'm like, you know what? This is going to be the Fat Man Chronicles if I don't, you know what I'm saying? If I don't turn it to the side here.
Yeah. I think, like, big picture, what I like talking about the most is my neurotic thoughts. Because, like, that's where I think I'm the funniest interpersonally.
Yeah.
When I'm ranting and raving about something that doesn't matter, but it's just serious to me. But specifically right now, what I'm having the most fun with is trying to figure out how to tiptoe around the subject of the Civil War here, because you would have thought that motherfucker happened last week with the way people react about it around here. And so that's been like my favorite thing to try to figure out. And some of I think it's like, it is my favorite bit right now. That is, I just figured some new stuff out about it last night, and I'm doing it every show. Because the way I'm telling the joke, because the way I feel about it is that like everybody around here is walking around thinking about it. Is how I imagine it. Like they're walking around like, oh God, we almost had him. Like we should have fucking got him.
It's still going on about it.
Yeah, we should have won that one. Like to me, it's like in my mind, the way people react about it, they are constantly thinking about it, and they're like, we just want a rematch. Like just one more. Give us another chance. And I think that we could I think we figured out our ways. I think we figured out what we did wrong. And it's just such a weird thing here because of how integral Charleston was to the Civil War.
Right.
It's fucking first shots from Sumter. So it's just like, it's such a, and it's weird because it's like, why, I don't know. I guess I get why it's a sensitive subject, but like,
why is it still?
Why is it still? And it's only sensitive to white people, and that's what I don't understand. It's like, why are you feel weird about this? Like, it's every time I talk about it, like we don't talk about it here. And it's like, why not? Like, why the good prevailed, or I guess not, depending on how some people fucking view it here. There's like, to me, there's three camps when I talk about it. There's the camp that's like the heavy white guilt, which is a pretty normal response to be like, damn, there were some atrocities that happened.
Yeah.
I think there's the camp that's like, all right, we get it. It's been talked about. And then there's the camp that I think is like, hey, don't you bring that up. Like the same way people bring up like Alabama beating Auburn or something. It's like, we'll get them next time.
So Harrison Broadstreet, actually your one social media it's not all Harrison Broadstreet.
No.
Is it? What is your Facebook one?
Harrison Broadstreet.
And your Insta?
Harrison Broadstreet.
But your TikTok?
I think it's Harry the Comic.
Got you. I knew one of them was different.
I might be deleting TikTok soon.
Yeah.
With the whole sale of TikTok and
we were having that discussion. We were having the discussion with my previous guest too.
Yeah, I don't like the guy who owns it. He's done some weird shit in other countries, and I don't use TikTok enough for me to be like sad about it.
Right.
So I would rather just use Instagram. So I think it's just gonna be like YouTube and Instagram.
There you go. So find him. We'll go to the wide. Find him on YouTube and Instagram at this part right here. This name's right here. All Harrison Broadstreet. So before we get out of here, did you bring something for my set, sir?
I did. And this is kind of a weird thing because this is a ticket stub from the old room in Springfield.
Oh, cool.
Where I came up. And I have mixed feelings about the old club. But it's more so just like that's the scene that I started in. And like that's where I started and that's where I came up.
I like this a lot.
Yeah.
Like this right there on the Obey lunchbox. Mm-hmm. Roland J. Moore gave me one of his name tags. He's a cruise ship comic. Mm-hmm. So he gave me one of his name tags. Yeah. I like and the patch right there, that's from Josh Mills's Space Camp days.
Yeah.
I like it when it's a little personal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like giving me like Liam Clancy giving me his old camera.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for the old camera. But I like it when it's a little personal because, like, that's cool. So when I look at this stuff or when people see like Blue Room and then it'd be like, yeah, well, Harrison, this was the old club that he was working in, and that he wanted, and then he moved here,
Yeah.
It says College Street, Springfield, Missouri. I love that. Yeah. I love that a lot.
I'm not a fan of the club anymore. So I was very torn in promoting the club.
Yeah.
But it made me the comic I am, and it like everything happens for a reason, and so everything that happened there brought me here.
Yeah,
and has made me who I am as a comic. So,
well, that's cool. Well, thanks to the Blue Room for introducing you to comedy, and then you coming here, and Wits End for introducing me to you. I'm so happy to have gotten you in this seat. You will come back.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
For sure.
I mean, if for nothing else, to answer for the things that we talked about today.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have a cease and desist from the South.
We're gonna have to have some. We're gonna have to talk about it.
Yeah, you're gonna get some hate mail about people who really want a rematch for the Civil War.
Yeah, that kind of material might stay in the episode. There's some other things that might get omitted. We'll see how the edit shakes out. But anyway, man, thank you so much for hanging with me.
Yeah.
We're gonna get out of here, but like you said, Harrison Broadstreet, find him on social media. If you get a chance and you're ever catching a show at Wits End, or the Monday night open mic nights. You'll get to see this man on most of those Monday nights. Great time, great host, great material. So definitely worth it. If you can see him do it any more time at like one of the next stops, one of the other things around town, it's even better. So please go check him out. And that's it. We're going to get out of here. My name was Big Ben Kennedy, but you already knew that. And that was Harrison Broadstreet. We love you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, everyone. Would you like to be one of those photos you saw in the frame behind me on the show? Or one of these names that is scrolling up the screen right now? Maybe you'd like to listen to a weekly bonus podcast with me and my daughter. Or another weekly bonus podcast with my wife and I. Well, you'll find all of this and more at patreon.com/Snackin Yakkin. Memberships start at just $5, and every penny helps all of these shows go, go, go. So thank you in advance for your support. And now, click one of these 2 videos here. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because we are so far from done doing some